Good morning, Jamaica. Good morning to the world. It is September. Hold on. And then over there, laugh. It's going to take me a long time to get out of this good morning. Unless Pastor Boyan or Richard Anderson is going to come across here with a strap or conk me in my head. All right, let me say it again. Good afternoon. But for those who are in countries where it's morning, good morning, good morning. But hold on. Okay, today's what? September 11th. Whoa, that reminds me of something. What a thing. It's great to have you this morning. Yes, good morning. My name is Vernon and you're listening to Omega Radio, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. Good morning to my friends in Florida, Canada, the Caribbean, and the rest of the world. The station of stars where Jesus Christ is the star. And of course, as I said to you before, it is Monday, September 11, and we're broadcasting from Kingston, Jamaica at 89.1 and 89.3 on the FM band. Of course, you can listen to us on the internet at www.omegaclass, as spelled OMEGAKLAS.com. You can also download the Omega app on your phone. All right, good afternoon. Yes, to my friends in Fort Lauderdale, you can hear us at 101.9 on the FM band. This is Spot On with Vernon Darby. This is the People's Program, the People's University, and the People's Parliament. Stay with Omega FM for your spiritual, social, and intellectual needs. Stay with us because we support what is best for you and all our listeners. It's a people show where I listen to your concerns, and I will leave no stone unturned until your issues are addressed. This is a place to find the experts to help you. This is a place for exciting discussions. This is a place to make sure that your voice is heard. This is a place to be spot on. Of course, if you have community issues such as poor road conditions, water challenges, or garbage collection, you name it, other challenges, consumer problems, or if you have personal problems, just give us a call, yes. Or if you want to commend someone who has given outstanding service to your communities, or if you have been to an office, or government office, or a private office, and they have given you excellent customer service, then we want to hear about it. We want to commend them. All you need to do is to send me a WhatsApp message to 876-816-5261. You can also send me a voicemail. And of course, I would love to hear from you, to all my listeners out there. Let me know if you can get on. Yes, you can get on. I love you to call me, even at the beginning of the show. Normally at the beginning of the show, we have time to take calls. So even if I'm speaking and you want to talk to me, definitely give me a call right now. This is your friend, Vernon Darby. I gather some persons have been having some challenges finding me, but it's not too difficult at all. Yeah, it's 89.1, 89.3. And of course, you can get me on the internet or download the app on your phone so you can listen to me. So this is the number for calling me this morning. Yeah, and you can call me right up until, but yeah, you can call straight to the program. The number to call, you have your pen and your paper ready. Get your pen and your paper ready to write. Yes, it's 876-613-9129. Let me give you that number again. 876-613-9129. I'm going to give you the number very slowly, so make sure that you listen carefully. The pen now right now, boy, you're not the pen there. You need to dash with your pen, need to dash it. I'm just terrible this morning. All right, let's go again now. 876-613-9129. And of course, the toll-free number is 877-494-0253. That is 877-494-0253. The international number to call is 954-900-4310. All right, let's see. Let me check and see what's coming up today. We have another exciting lineup for you. Of course, we'll be having some outstanding personalities. First, we're going to have Mr. Roy Ryan, and he's a man, not only a singer and a festival song winner, they call him a winner many times, they call him Mr. Festival, but he's a community man, and I'm big on community work, and he has been doing some community work there in Harborview. So if you are from Harborview, just tell your friends in Harborview to tune in right now, not only in Jamaica. I'm sure you have, what you call them, Harborviewites. I'm not too sure what you call them. They live overseas, so make sure you WhatsApp them right now. Tell them to tune into Omega Radio, yes, and listen. And for those who are not too sure, I gave it address a while ago, but all you have to do is search About the Truth, and you see a link on the right-hand side of the page. You click there, you can listen to the radio station. So my Harborview friends, you make sure that you tune in today and listen. Okay, so we'll have Roy Ryan for Talk Your Talk. Then let me see, that will be followed by, yep. Okay, we have our special guest today. Will be Mrs. LaSonia Harrison, and she is the past president of the Jamaica Teachers Association. And there's quite a bit going on in education. You know that the first place to socialize our children is our homes, and then the school is the next place, but something is going wrong there. She's an experienced person, teacher, mother, wife, you name it. And we'll be talking with her about her year as president of the JTA, but we'll be talking about her experience as a principal and just working in the classroom. And after about 3 o'clock, we'll have meditation, Bible readings. You should know that, so listen out for that one. Then at about, say, 3:18 or 15:18, we'll have consumer prices. We'll be hearing from Nadine, yes, and Anthony Gale. That is you can't afford to miss that. They're going to tell you what the prices are: yam, banana, so you can know when you go market. Nobody can fool you, though. So you listen to this program, and if there are other prices that you need to know, just let me know. All right, so that's consumer prices later on. And yes, and then we'll have fun and more information. Of course, I'll give you the weather and so on, and I'll tell you about the Omega telethon, which started already, and definitely you need to support it. I'm going to talk more about that. This radio station, the ministry, is on air because of your goodwill and your support. And I have a very major concern about those of us who sit down and we complain. I would support those of us or those institutions that are there to help our country and to make the world a better place. All right, let me see now. It's now 12 minutes past 1, and we start all the show with some music to get you lively up, get a little spirit in your body, and have just lift that spirit on a beautiful Monday morning. It's now 12 minutes past 1 or 13:12 hours Eastern Standard Time. I'm your friend Vernon Darby, and it is spot on, the People's Program, the People's University, and the People's Parliament. And we're ready to roll with the music. What Pastor Boyne have for us this morning? Well, your guess is good as mine, but I can tell you, it's going to wake you up. So we're ready for Pastor Boyne and her choice in terms of the music for this morning. And I think there are probably like a technical challenges there, but as soon as she get that sorted out, I'm sure she will get the music going. So, all right, so let's, she's trying to get the music going. Yeah, ready to roll. Lord God Almighty. Yes, sir. Good God. The great physician now is near, the sympathizing Jesus. He speaks the truth, been hard to cheer. Oh, hear the voice of Jesus. Sweet
on the guilty stain, and there have I, though violence was on my sins away. Your name, he leadeth me. Oh, blessed thought, oh, word with heavenly comfort brought. Whatever I do, where'er I be, till it is God's hands that leadeth me. My God, he leadeth me. By his own hands. By his own hands he leadeth me. Oh, he's faithful. He's faithful for I will be. For by his hands he leadeth me. Lord Jesus. Lord God. I'd rather have Jesus than silver or gold. Hallelujah. I'd rather be his than of riches untold. I'd rather, hallelujah, have Jesus than houses or land. I'd rather, like, be led by his nail pierced hands than to be a king of a man. Or be held in sin. Yes, that's where. Oh God, oh God, oh God, I'd rather, Lord God Almighty, of Jesus than anything this world afford to thee. Than to be saved, than to be of a hallelujah. Hold me held strange way. Oh God said I'd rather.
Oh, yes, what a way to start us off on a Monday, September 11, and you remember 9/11. Yes, what a day it was. Is what, in 2001, September 11, 2001, 19 militants associated with the Islamic extremist group Al-Qaeda hijacked 4 airliners and carried out suicidal attacks against targets in the United States. 2 of the planes were flown into the towers of the World Trade Center. Yes, I remember those 2 massive buildings. When I heard those buildings were down, I just couldn't imagine it. A 3rd plane hit the Pentagon just outside Washington, D.C., and a 4th plane crashed in a field in Pennsylvania. It's referred to as 9/11. Boy, all it tells, when man have evil in them, they will do anything. Same thing too, when you have love in your heart, you can use your creativity to do great things. I remember I was in London at the time, and somebody called me and said I was going to look at my television. When I look at the television, I thought it was a new movie he was telling me about. I couldn't believe it was so real. I mean, you see a plane flying into a building? Really? I said, why are they making a stupid movie like that? No, it was not a movie. It is for real. And September 11 just reminds us as to how cruel the human being can be and how we have no respect for life. Well, those of us who are trying to do good, which includes this radio station, Omega Radio, and just want to let you know that the Omega Radio Telethon is on it. This radio station is a local and international radio station which can be listened to right across the world, and they're trying to do good. That's why some of my listeners, they have told me, say, Vernon, you're fine, you're right here. Yeah, because I'm trying to do good, and church is always always about doing good. So it's a lovely partnership. So this station is a Christian radio station, and they have a telethon every quarter, yes, and they want to raise funds because, listen, it takes money to do these things, Money is not all, and that is when you worship it now, but you need money to do things as a medium of exchange. And it started, yes, on Sunday, September 10, and the telethon ends on October 1, 2023. Of course, our mega church radio is run by Bishop Wayne Manning and Pastor Elizabeth Manning. So, looking for your support. And, you want to give us support right now? You're free to give support right now. All you need to do, just call this number right now and make your pledge. All right? Did I say pledge or pledges? I should say pledges. Yeah, man. So that one you must make, is more than one. So, you ready for the number? 876-613-9129. So give us a call. Definitely would like to hear from you. And of course, there are many of you out there, whether in the United States or in Jamaica, especially in Fort Lauderdale. Pastor Boyne is here with us, and you might want her to offer a word of prayer for you. So definitely you can call. And of course, I'll be looking at some other matters up until about, say, time is slipping by, up until about, say, 1:28. I'll be off at that time for the break at about 1:28. But there are some things I'd like to bring to your attention. There are quite a number of things that are happening. One of the things that I'd like to mention, and I'd love to hear from the principal and the administration of I think it's Spot Valley Secondary School, because we're having some serious problems with violence in our schools. And I know there are quite a number of organizations that are out there that are quick to defend and protect the students. But let me just warn you, which includes Jamaica for Justice, and they have a role to play. But you must also understand that those who are running these schools have a responsibility to ensure that the right environment exists. So we can't allow children to come to school dressed anyhow, whether in dunce bag or bright bag. They must look like students. What you need to understand, we must train these students, and they must be so socialized so that when they go into the work world, they can fit in easily. You can't go into the bank dressed certain ways, and in certain ways you can't. So, and I'm going to appeal to the principals to stand strong. You have a school to run. And we have a way, when there are problem children, we tend to put the problems at the feet of the principal, the board, and the teachers. What do you have parents for? We need to start to hold those parents accountable. You have a responsibility. Don't tell the school that they can't put your children on the road. If a child commits a criminal act, that child should be reported to the police, and the police need to take action. You have a child who has criminal tendency. If you keep them within that school, it coming just like COVID, it is going to spread. So while one student will end up not learning, Jamaica for Justice, I hope you are listening to me. Yes, you need to listen to me because we talk quite a bit, but sometimes gone off. While it is important that the child must get an education, the child cannot get an education at the expense of 1,000 odd children. You must have some order. And if you can't abide by the law and order, then you have no choice. That you have to leave. What I say, when you have to leave the school, you should leave at a level, so at grade 9 and 11. So when you learn to behave yourself or become an adult, you cannot go back to school again. The fact that you have been removed from the school does not mean that it's all done for you. All right? But there are too many persons in this country who are encouraging slackness, and they can't continue. I'll let you know how I function already. But those who stand for order, you must get up, stand up, and show your support. Now, there are some things that have been happening over the weekend, and many of you know that I've been busy writing. Oh, by the way, let me just remind you, if you have a report to make about water problems, light challenges, consumer challenges, make sure you try other places, but if you really can't get through, if you go on my Back the Truth, I just said truth, I said truth, Back the Truth blogs site, you will see a link there for you to make reports. So you can make your reports there. It's easier. You can call the station, and make your reports, say what is happening. Don't sit down there and see everything happening and you don't say anything at all about it. Each one of you have a responsibility, and when you see wrong, you stand up. There are some major things happening over the weekend. There is a lady who is now missing for 2 weeks. I think her name is Williams. They say she's some DJ, something of the sort. And the information that I have is that they have a video of her leaving the apartment. I'd love to ask the police officers, did you get a copy of that video? And if you got a copy of the video, that video should be circulated and the public should see it, because it is possible that if the public sees that video, they will be able to assist the police officers. Also, you'll note that the mother and her daughter, which is a daughter of a member of parliament, they are now missing. This place is becoming a serious. And I'm going to talk about this probably another day. It's a serious matter. I've been saying for years as to what is going to happen, you know. You target radio stations, you target politicians. Mark my word, if you think Al-Qaeda only have power for the United States, Jamaica, watch out. I don't like what is happening. And the way to stop it is all of us well-thinking Jamaica must unite. We don't need divisive talk at this point. We don't need it at all. What we need is to unite as one. And I'm going to be speaking about that because I'm going to call on the Prime Minister, the leader of the opposition. They need to come together and to mobilize the country, including the church, and everybody need to come. And we need to decide where Jamaica is going. It can't be just a police force. It can't be just a church alone. It can't be just a politician. But we need to have a group of people who say we cannot continue like this. All right? You're listening to Mega Radio here, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. I'm your friend Vernon Darby saying to stay with us. Yes, this is a People's Program, the People's University, the People's Parliament, spot on. Your friend Vernon Darby saying to you, stay with us. We'll come back. When we come back, we'll be talking with Roy Ryan. Don't move.
soul. Come on and rock my soul in there. Those are my favorite, yeah. Rock my soul in there. Those are my favorite, yeah. Rock my soul in there. Those are my favorite, yeah. Oh, rock my soul. Come on and rock my soul in there. Those are my favorite, yeah. Rock my soul in there. Those are my favorite, yeah. Rock my soul in there. Those are my favorite, yeah. Won't you rock my soul? It's so high, Lord, can't get over it. It's so high, Lord, can't get around it. It's so low, Lord, can't get under it. Won't you rock my soul? Rock my soul in there. Those are my favorite, yeah. Rock my soul in there. Those are my favorite, yeah. Rock my soul in there. Those are my favorite, yeah. Won't you rock my soul? Rock my soul in there. Those are my favorite, yeah. Rock my soul. Those are my favorite, yeah. Rock my soul in there. Those are my favorite, yeah. Won't you rock my soul? Come on. It's so high, Lord, can't get over it. It's so high, can't get around it. It's so low, Lord,
All right, yes, it is now. Wow, Rock My Soul. You know that one? Yeah, I remember that one from all the days in Trelawney. You're listening to Omega Radio coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. I'm your friend Vernon Darby, and coming up right now is Talk Your Talk. And first on the line, we have Mr. Roy Ryan, a community activist and a performer. Good morning, Roy. How are you this morning?
No, I think it's afternoon.
Listen, I am going to continue to say good morning for a very long time until somebody give me one coke, proper coke in there.
Habit.
Oh, it's years of doing this, years and years. My Mark, you know, somebody said to me, Vernon, it's really good morning in some countries, you know.
Yeah, so you're not wrong.
Not too wrong.
You're not totally wrong.
Totally. My brother, it's good to have you. And there's a side to you, Roy, that many persons don't know. They just know of you as a singer and popularly as a festival singer who has won many festival songs, and that you have the ability to wake up any audience anywhere in the world.
That's a big rumor, but I'll take it.
Big rumor. Well, I'm going to continue to spread a rumor which is true. Now, many persons don't know of your work as a community activist, and not only in Kingston Harborview, but also in rural Jamaica.
Yeah, well, and a lot of it is done in the parish of my birth, Westmoreland.
Where your mother is?
Yeah, well, she actually lives in Sabot, where she was born,
Yes.
and where I was born, because a lot of what I do, especially like for the Christmas tree, that is we do that in Lambs River and over in Scarlet Field. So that is on the between Bethel Town and the Seaford Town. That the whole of that belt, all of that belt, yeah.
And I want to say it's very important that persons like yourself, I was very distraught, listeners, when Roy, who's helping so many persons, especially young people, and I would have been taught about Harborview and his work in Harborview, and the criminals deprived him of his motor vehicle. And it is hard when you have somebody in a country like this, which needs help, helping people, and the vehicle which he needs to move about to help others. So when you take away his motor vehicle, you are taking away contribution to thousands of Jamaicans.
Yeah, man, they've hurt many persons, because that vehicle was I kept it for that reason, because it was one of those vehicles that it could take a lot of things, and you know, and it helps a lot of persons.
Yes, and it shows how we are destroying the society. It's like, you know, they say, boy, it's a bad thing to be a criminal, but when you're a full criminal, you're really gone, because you have a shop in the district and then broke it every night, which is wrong. Steal out like a flower, like a this, little that. But then, you know, then the one day, you know.
They kill the person.
Exactly. Yeah. So we are got thief now. It only shows how we are stupid, very stupid, some of us. Anyhow, that's another matter. But the crime is really out of hand, and I'm pushing for the nation to be called to rally together. So every single child must be taught in schools as how to deal with crime and how we can work together. We need a national effort at this point, my friend. But what I want to look at is Harborview itself. I know there have been some changes with the roads and so on. Look at some of the changes required there, some of the changes that have taken place, and your work. I know you are involved in the, what do you call it, Optimist, right?
The Optimist Club of Harborview.
Yes. Tell me about it.
Okay, the Optimist Club of Harborview was basically chartered in, not basically, was chartered in September 30, 1997. If you want to call me smart or one of those persons who give, you know, I am the only existing charter member. So therefore, come September, I'll be there for 26 years. We'll be now 26 years.
Hold on. Everybody only know you as Roy, the performer. They don't know that you have been involved in optimist for so many years, helping the young people. My God. Congratulations, my brother.
Yes, man. But no, this is those Vernon.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody generally, you're saying thanks and I understand you, but if somebody, as a young man, come and say thank you, and many, I can not tell more young men and some young women who every now and then they jump up and say, you did this, you did that while I was at school or so and so, you sent me go there, know that I'm a teacher, that's why I'm this and that. These are the things that, but if you're doing it to get the thank yous, don't do it.
No, yeah, right. But at the same time, I'm very yes.
When the thank you comes,
right,
you as a person feel very, very good. You feel nice.
Then we are tell. I tell. It feels very, very nice, Master. But I will tell you something. Is that oftentimes in this country, oftentimes we do not say thanks. And I can list them out. Even recently I spoke about a political figure. And it was the thanks I was looking for, but that he lied. He went to a school that I taught for a number of years. I know that the work that one put in helped him to, the school that he went to, there's no way you would expect him to probably go and do well. And he has. And he doesn't mention that school at all. And when I spoke to him, because I was so glad, so I called him. And I'm not looking for personal recognition. But I just called him and said, you went to the school I taught you. He said, oh, in Buck and short. I said, they only went there for a short while. But
it doesn't matter.
He went there for actually 5 years. And he went to another traditional school, extension school, for just probably a year or so. I don't remember, but very short time. It's just amazing. So we must remember where we're coming from.
Well, I'll tell you, I make no apologies. And like a lot of us don't go to primary schools. We just go to high school.
Right. You know that one.
A lot of us we didn't go to a primary school. I went to Unity. And when I
went to Louisville Primary in Chilhowee.
And I'm happy. I'm very, very happy that I was born in Westmoreland. No, you can't choose where born. Mm-hmm. And yes, one of the second oldest school in Westmoreland is Manning. I went to sub-secondary, which is now Godfrey Stewart.
Godfrey Stewart, yes.
And a proud past student of Godfrey Stewart.
Mm-hmm,
and feel very, but that's fine. That's fine. Not all of us is going to own what belongs to us.
Right.
Some of us like the hype and do this thing for the hype, which is kind of not so nice. But we're all different.
Mm-hmm. Now, tell me more about Harborview. What has been happening there? I know you have had some challenges.
One of the things, unfortunately, like everywhere in Harborview,
yes.
You will have a little, every now and then you have a little it's not constant, a little crime here, it's now most of the time it's young related. Sometimes it's definitely you have a lot of that. But
right.
Generally the community is doing its best to hold it together. You're not just really the optimist. You have the police youth club, you have the citizens association. And I don't want to make a mistake. No, there's another organization which is actually they are the older police youth club people. They've now graduated. I mean, I say that they're beyond that age now, so they actually have set up an organization for themselves, and they're doing well. So the community groups, yes, and we have a ton load of churches in the community. The roads.
I'm going to give you a shocker now.
Mm-hmm.
I used to play the organ at St. Benedict's Church with
you're reminding me, but I don't forget.
You remember that? and I remind you that I think the first folk mass was held at that church. Yes.
Right, and the road, it is taking long, but you can see what is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's finished, it is well. Even though because the part that they fix, that backup of traffic that I would see in the evening, like we have Monday, the first full week at school now.
Right.
I can tell you what it looks like. But
when you say road, tell us which road you're talking about, because there are persons listening.
Okay, I'm talking about the main road from let us say not from the roundabout, because it's actually from just about Stella, right, and that now it's most of it to Yalas. Most of it is a reasonable ride. Most of it is asphalt. They're doing a lot of work still,
Right.
but up to that point, So I'm saying to you, when I am on Mars Drive and I can see the traffic, because when the traffic is built up in the evening, they come in on the secondary road, and so my gate and the people in that area, the block and the taximen make 3 and 4 and 5 lanes and all of that. But for the past week or so, almost 2 weeks, that heavy traffic have not seen it. And what I'm saying to you, last week was a lighter week for traffic, so I'm hoping that this week, we will this evening, we will see what happened. Basically, everybody is out and going back east.
Right. Now, tell me a bit more other things. What are the good? Well, that's something good happening. What about the other challenges? The other challenges there. Tell me about the other challenges there. Crime is not too bad in Harborview now. How is that?
No, it's not. No, we wish we didn't have any.
Yeah.
But as I explained to you, we have every now and then something happens, but it's not constant, and so therefore you just have to be careful. Like anywhere you go, you just have to be very just be careful and don't because anything can happen. But it is not.
Yeah.
You'll see in some areas where people you'll have the gang rivalry and turf rivalry. So it will happen, but
Right.
not as in some places it's an everyday thing, and so.
Now, one of the challenges I know you are having out there is with they call it informal settlement, whether you want to call it capturing or what, it doesn't matter. The fact is, when you have persons settled in an area which was not meant for housing development, you're going to have a problem. And that area there, that's what, to the north of Harborview, the other what? I don't even know.
Well, if you want to say the north, you could say all of it to the north of Harborview.
Yes.
But I'm going to say something to you.
Right.
Like that. It was allowed to happen. It is. They are kind of being practical. They are there.
Yes.
Some of it is actually normalized officially.
But I will tell you something, that's another problem we have, We say normalize because they give them the land and so on, title and so on. But if people settle in an area which is not suitable for a residential area, then God has made his earth a particular way, And he has decided what would go. We have man, we have sun, we have sea. Now, there are some places which are made it for agricultural purposes and for building. Now, that hill, as far as I know, I remember that hill very well, the hills there. The soil is very sandy, I think. I can try to remember. So, if you denude the hillside of the vegetation, then you are going to have a challenge. And my understanding that they have been having challenge in that area. Because when it rains, all this silt and everything comes down on the road, and there have been breakaways. I have heard about persons' homes being damaged.
But also, I must tell you that at one stage, they were supposed to be building a drain.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you know, well, we have that issue, all over Jamaica. People know more than people, and sometimes sometimes we're not talking about the old folk tale. If you just listen sometimes to the person who said to them, look here, I saw the river yesterday, I saw the water yesterday, the water used to run here. Don't put it there. If you put it here, it is going to do so and so. So I understand they were advised not to build the drain a particular way. And right now, and I'm just saying government, right? And at this particular moment,
Yes.
But one of the things you're talking about, that's an issue when it rains.
And by the way, it's not going to improve it, it's going to deteriorate because those lands are not suitable for putting housing on. It's just not suitable. I must tell you a story, It's in Trinidad where I come from. There was a little area there, a little sinking area there. The always tell us a mermaid lived there. Of course, I think it's stupid. A mermaid that lived there. So I mean, that's not them. Anyway, hear about mermaid and how people say mermaid. So I grew up here about mermaid lived there. But, exactly, but guess what now? The older you get, you understand. I was part of an organization where we go on expeditions, and we were advised that when you go to a community, you can't ignore the older folks and the tales they tell you because there's history behind it. Well, there's a gentleman, he went abroad, and when he came back to Jamaica, he says, "Well, a lot of nonsense they're talking about. I'm going to build my house there." Was chipping about mermaid. And they talk about dappies and all that kind of absolute rubbish. Well, guess what? He built a fantastic building in that area. And during you remember the New Market floods that area? You remember that time?
Right, that's okay. But,
well, guess what? His house ended up in the middle of a pond. So apparently there was a pond there before. Right. That's where the mermaids. So you cannot ignore it. You can't ignore it like a folktale.
No, you can't. You can't.
But let me tell you something. You have some things. I gather. You think I don't know here that you're optimist. We have a few minutes left. Coming up with something. Tell us about it. What you have coming up.
Okay. So on our anniversary.
Yes.
It's our 26th anniversary. We do it every year. We have our 5K health fun run. We actually started out by doing it and ended up finishing it at Caribbean Terrace as we started. And then we moved and we did it in the shopping. We started at the shopping center at Harborview. Last year we actually started from the Harborview Primary, which they have helped us a whole lot. Well, with our activities, so we have to big up Harborview Primary. And this year we are going to be doing it on the what is the big word? Palisades Peninsula. Yeah, so we're going to be close, about 400 meters from the roundabout. So we'll set up close on the left.
Yes.
On the left where that bus stop is, and so we'll set up over there. And the race starts at 6:30 in the morning. Now, there are a few things that you need to know. The regular wonderful things, the medals and your trophies and the prizes plus the surprises. And it is all the school children, primary school children, students, they are free, right? And the adults, 1,000.
Well, I tell you what, we're not going to give you the commercial on the station.
Okay.
But Mark, we do admit that you're doing some community work.
Okay. So, all the funds that we raise.
Yes.
All the funds that we raise go towards our community, all our community outreach program.
What up to this stuff, right?
Yeah, and we really appreciate that.
Well, what you can say then that is the station is supporting and part sponsors to all of it. So.
We would be also happy. As a matter of fact, we would be happy if you sent even Vernon get up this Saturday morning and come walk. We would be also happy to see you there.
Hello. Roy, Ryan, we have arthritis down my knee. We have arthritis down my ankle. I have a heart across me if you come walk, No,
not just take a time and walk like all of we do.
I hear you. I want to thank you very much, my brother, and do keep me abreast of what is happening in that area, because that's what we're here for to assist communities and to help them to do good. And that is what this radio station is about, helping people, uplifting their spirits, serving your spiritual, your intellectual, and your social needs. Any final point to make before?
Just to say, we want the people to come out, and also if they need any further information, just go on the Optimist Club of Harborview Facebook page, and they'll get all the information they need. And I'd like to thank you and Omega for giving us this exposure,
Right.
and we appreciate it. And we give thanks and praises.
That's the name of a song. I think I know that song. Give thanks.
Yes,
and
but
praise.
also just
Hello,
just
before you leave, you better sing part of it. I'm sorry.
you started playing a song earlier on, and one of the lines said, "The Alpha, the Omega."
Right.
The beginning
So
and
guess what?
the
You're
end."
going to sing. Go give thanks. I'm sorry. Give thanks and praises to God for singing another day. You have 1 minute to do it.
Give thanks and praises, we are still alive. Though the road was rocky and the university, still we survive. Through the faith and trust in the Father, He's keeping us alive. So
Give thanks and praises. We are still alive. Thank you very much.
Give thanks and praises.
Give thanks and praises. Roy Rand, was great talking with you. Roy, who has won many festival songs. I can't count them because my maths are good. I will win. And a community activist out there helping people not only in Harborview but also in Westmoreland and other areas. And I do pray and hope that the person who stole his car, the conscience will juke them and they'll probably go and leave it somewhere. All right, you're listening to Omega Radio here. And of course, don't forget the Omega Radio Telethon is on. Yes, Omega is an international radio station heard right across the world. It's a Christian radio station. We have this telethon every quarter to raise funds for the station here and overseas. It started on Sunday, September 10, and ends on October 1. So you can call us later on in the show. All right, you can call us at 876-613-9129 and make your pledges. Vernon Darby saying to stay with us, going to go for the break. Soon come back. Don't move. Oh, yes, you're listening to Omega Radio, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. And of course, it's now 11 minutes past 2. And this hour is brought to you by JPS, powering what matters. Coming up right now is Be My Guest. And of course, we have on the line Mrs. Lasagna Harrison, past president of the JTA. How are you this morning, ma'am?
It's afternoon now, Mr. Darby.
Every guest who come on this program have to tell me the same thing. You know, as a teacher, you would know, when you drill something at somebody head, in that. this is bad, how you
I'm
doing?
good. I'm giving thanks. God is good.
Listen, man. You are, well, I just met you the other day and I found you to be a wonderful person. You're blunt just like me. You're guided by what is right. And you do what is right. Now I want to spend a few minutes looking back at the year. You have been president of the Jamaica Teachers Association. And look at some of the things that you have achieved. It was really a rough year for you because it was a time of negotiations and, what do you call it? Restructuring of salaries, or what do you call that? You didn't have any time to scratch your head at all.
Oh, it was a go year indeed. It was working all throughout from beginning to end. It was my honor and privilege, as God would have so afforded me, the opportunity to be the speaking voice on behalf of the teachers of this nation and advancing the cause of education, really hoping that a national conversation would be sparked about the state of education, the current funding of same, and just generally what is the learning condition of the student and the working condition of the teacher like in our classrooms, bringing an attention to that, and for us to determine as a nation what quality education system do we want for our children, and for us to, with the absence of a philosophy of education that we seek, to craft one that is collectively crafted, one that is, I would encourage, that is built on Judeo-Christian principles, and one that is purpose-driven, where we seek to unearth the purpose of our children, nurture that, and help them to channel those into streams of income so that we can really generate income to turn the economic wheels of this nation. And educators ought to lead in that discussion and that process, because we are the ones who are the hands and feet in education.
The years gone by, teachers played a very major role in leadership. But I don't know, something has happened that teachers are no longer there. At one time, it was a teacher who was the Governor General. As a matter of fact, I think we have had a few teachers who have served. They had teachers in the Senate all over. Probably more teachers need to get involved in terms of leadership roles. But let's look at education. The money. Well, sometimes I wonder about the money because we have wasted quite a lot over the years. That's a fact. Don't let me even tell you. I can use one example of wasting of money. We only have to take a look at the out of many enough money came out of many one big loss. And there are others that we could mention that this country has wasted over the years. But also, I wonder if we have used the funding in a very smart way, or we have been very creative in doing what we do. For example, for years, I have been suggesting, I don't know about you, I think it was born the other day. When I went to school, parents contributed to the well-being of the school. Who not get piece of yam or coke or a ripe banana go to school, some of it have to get teacher to, and some of it have to cook the lunch too. Mm-hmm. And also, students, we didn't have persons who clean the floor. No, we had to do it ourselves. Now we have moved to the situation where we have become the new backer masters, and somebody have to do everything for us. So children, I mean, I remember when I used to teach a child, a mother told me that she never said, "I'll pick the come to school if you don't help her." I said to her, "You never can tell what the child has to do." Well, time has proved me right. So there's something that is going wrong about how we're running the system. I am also concerned about promoting children. I've talked to you about that from class to class. It is just wrong. You can't have a child at grade 5 level in a high school. That don't make sense.
Well, as you are aware, because you would have so introduced me as the immediate past president,
Yes.
it's perhaps not, it's not my duty to speak.
No,
on
hold on.
national.
I invite you here as a principal of a school.
Yes, man. So,
So
as I speak we would have our own concern
Yes, ma'am.
about that in terms of, the promotion.
Yeah, man. So I want you to speak to it from your school
how
point of
that
view.
goes, and what is articulated is
Yeah.
that, the spacing issue becomes a reality if it is we don't move on the children, all of that. But what we try to focus on and what is critical is that of literacy, and seeking to really help the children
Right.
to read.
Just hold a sec there for me. Just want to remind our listeners that we are speaking with Mrs. Lasagna Harrison. She's a principal back out there working hard. And just remind my listeners also that this hour is brought to you by JPS, powering what matters. Remind us of the school that you are the principal for.
I'm at St. Faith's Primary.
What's it?
That's up in St. Faith's Primary.
St. Spate?
Yes, faith, like faith in God.
Yes.
St. Faith's Primary. And that's up in Glengarth. St. Catherine, so it's rural St. Catherine. A small school, what we describe to be a multi-grade, varying challenges that would, affect children's ability to read. What's one of our greatest concern? Interestingly, I was just coming off a call where we might have some issues. Was we managed to have gotten a few students to be assessed a few years ago, but we did not, one particular child, we weren't accessing the results. And so I was just doing some following up, coming back from my year, doing some following up as to how it is we can have access to those results in order for us to see what the official diagnosis was so we can better help. But that process, it was a project, and there are several children that need to participate in that official assessment.
Yes.
Currently, we're doing the grade 1 individual learning profile, but that test that is done, it gives us some indicators, but it does not officially diagnose the child because it is a team of psychologists and experts who have to carry this child through an assessment process in order to come up with a full diagnosis, interview the parent, all of that. But each Jamaican child does not have a ready access to that kind of assessment. And it may not be necessary for all children to have that rigorous assessment, but those who we as teachers who we would think are in need of same, we still don't have enough practitioners and enough centers across the island. So while we have the Michael Care, we have one recently established at Church, I believe, Teachers College, and there's a unit out by Sam Sharp as well. You find that we still don't have enough centers to treat with, to process all the children that need to be engaged in that kind of activity in order for us as educators to get some information that would significantly help us to better prepare for the teaching and learning process of those children. And of course, we know that the results of some of those tests would show that those children do not belong in a regular classroom setting. And even if they're in the regular classroom, they need some kind of assistance, and that kind of additional assistance is not usually a resource that the school has.
Right.
And then you go through the entire process again. So those children, unfortunately, until they are able to participate in that process, the system says that you have to move them on along the grade.
So hold
You
on
know?
now. Let me ask you something. On the manufacturing line, if a product is not of a particular quality, you just move it and save and send it out there?
And that is unfortunately the factory model of education. We still bear remnants and significant aspects of that in our education system. The time do believe is now for us to really look comprehensively as what we offer as education. If our people are our greatest asset as a country, the human resource, because it is my personal belief that embedded in every human being, made in the image and likeness of God, are the solution to the nation, but it is through the process of education that we are going to extract. Because
Right.
human beings are not blank slates.
I love that. Human beings are not blank slates.
They're not. We come downloaded. God has deposited some things in us, but it is through the process of engagement, through education that we unearth, we pull it out, and then we nurture it, and it blossom, and it should bear fruit.
What you're saying is that we come with an operating system. And what we need to do is add the software, and oh, I see. I love that. I love that.
So there is much work for us to look at the overall.
Yes.
Is it our intention to really provide quality education to all Jamaican children, regardless? Can we truly, what you would say now, limit the cost that we wish to expend as a nation? So yes, we know currently we have challenges.
But hold on, let me give you trouble there now. You know, when you're teaching, you can't get trouble, you know. But you know who will give you the most trouble sometimes? You know, which one? If you can't guess, which one will give you the most trouble?
Who gives the most trouble?
In the class. Yeah, sometimes people that give the most trouble.
I don't know. Probably the child who we think, and the child who
The one that's bright.
Exactly.
So guess what now?
And people are bright in different capacities.
I wouldn't say bright. That's what I'm saying. Different ways.
Indeed.
So guess
Yes.
what now? Probably if you educate us too much, the people become too bright. And they are difficult to lead. Ever think of that?
That thought is out there that you probably will get too many thinking people. That's
Very
not
difficult to
about-
lead thinking people. You can't push anything down their throats.
Exactly. Exactly. And when you come to me with a particular thing, I'm going to question it. And perhaps we don't want. One of the things when I was in the classroom, I always encourage my girls. I said, if I'm teaching you and you're not asking any question, this process is not complete. And
No, one time, it was. Shut your mouth. Don't answer me. Don't ask me a question. That philosophy is still
there was
alive.
an era where that existed.
It still is alive. Let me tell you that. Because if it wasn't, they would want more persons to get tertiary education. No.
I don't subscribe to same.
Yeah.
And certainly not in the classrooms, and certainly not with the subject I taught.
Yes.
Because that subject facilitates, unlike this, there's this push to think that you only get critical thinking out of STEM subjects, but that is certainly not true. Out of history,
But
you don't get deeper thinkers than a historian and than someone who reads literature. And all of those critical thinking skills are embedded. Because when it is you have to dissect a poem, and when it is you have to pull what is the author's tone and all of these things, and why did the person, and when you examine the setting, how did the person's setting affect the writing or impact what course or direction, all of that. Trust me, in teaching Caribbean history, I would say to my girls, if you leave my class and your thinking remained the same, I would have failed. I would have failed as a teacher. If you perceive the world, if the lens through which you process the world remained the same, I would have failed you as a teacher.
Listen, you realize that you're the first person I've heard made that comment? And this is a thinking which goes straight through the whole world. That is a thinking that is only when you're scientific that you can think. But by the way, they don't realize that when you read Julius Caesar, that you're learning about human behavior and power.
Indeed.
It is scientific, how we
Indeed.
behave. And if you can
Indeed.
understand that and you can think, you could probably better understand the power struggles that are going through right now in this country called Jamaica, land we love.
Because the art of living is about relationships, you know, and how it is we negotiate and go through all of that.
Let me tell you something. If anybody else has said that before, I'd love somebody to tell me. You can call me and tell me. You are the first person that I've heard say that. I tell you, for the first time I met you, I tell you, so you're unusual, And I do hope you're only president for a year, and I realize that you can't speak as a president now. But let me tell you something. If you do not allow yourself to speak out nationally, as a principal, you'd have deprived this country of wisdom. You would have, and you can't afford it. You are absolutely right, ma'am, that thinking is not about maths and chemistry and physics, but it's also about history. And if you don't know your history and know where you're coming from, how the hell you're going to understand your science, right? If you don't understand human behavior, if you don't understand and read Julius Caesar, understand what is power, and it's all about, remember, psychology is a science, you're classic, very classic. Thank you very much this morning for saying that, and I hope that all the educators, all those with their doctorates and so on who are trying to change the system would have heard what you just said a while ago. Going to go for the break. You continue to stay with us. You have been blessed with the ability for deeper thought. All right, it's now 2:28. Of course, you're listening to Omega Radio coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. I'm your friend Vernon Darby. It's your program Spot On, and we're talking with Sonia Harrison. So come back. Don't move.
Hey! Clap your hands if you really love Jesus. Clap your hands if you really love Jesus. Rock your body if you really love Jesus. Rock your body if you really love Jesus. Oh, I cross over. Oh, I cross. Wallet. Lord God Almighty. Them a song you can't play one time. Yes, sir. Oh, yes. If you really love Jesus, clap your hand if you really love Jesus. Rock your body if you really love Jesus. Rock your body if you really love Jesus. Oh, I cross over. Oh, I cross over. My soul started to wander. My soul started to wander. My soul started to wander. Oh, I cross over. Oh, GPS. Keep it cool, keep it cool. Summertime hot, but we have all the tools. Keep it cool, keep it cool. No place to see it. You just have to chill out of the fridge, just use a big glue. Remember no Kisco and Sunday. The fan AC come out there, hit that AC feel a bit then up and after that. Keep it cool, keep it cool. This summer GPS have all the tools. Keep you cool with GPS. Download the GPS app today.
Welcome back. Yes, you're listening to Omega Radio coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. And we want to remind you, yes, that Omega Radio is a local and international radio station. Yes, this is a Christian radio station, and we have a telethon every quarter raising funds for the Omega station here and overseas. We started on Sunday, September 10, and it ends on October 1, 2023. Of course, the Omega Church is run by Bishop Wayne Manning and Pastor Elizabeth Manning. And of course, we're looking forward to you in terms of putting a look at something there, yeah, man, because when you want good to prevail, you have to do something about it. So, taking your pleasures, all you have to do is just to call this number 876 613 9129. 876-613-9129. WhatsApp is 876-319-1148. And for the United States of America, the number to call is 954-900-4310. And of course, we had a bit of breaking news from our guest, Lasagna Harrison, because she told us something that I'm sure you have never heard before. And, well, probably somebody else said it before, but I never heard it before. So if you know somebody said it before. She said that education is not about STEM. Oh, I don't want to misquote her, I know. Miss Harrison?
Yes.
Yes, I don't.
Did you quote me right?
I don't want to misquote, but you're the first person. And when you tell me no, it's no, me not a blank slate because of what you told me now. Then I look back and I say, what about Julius Caesar written by Shakespeare? That's literature, and it was about fight for power. And basically, that play could relate to what is happening in Jamaica now and for the past 30, 40 years. It's about human behavior. It's psychology and science, but all of that is documented.
I was just saying that things ought to be balanced.
Yes.
It really ought to be STEAM education that we are advancing.
Yes. Oh,
that
by the
we
way,
are
before you go
pushing.
further, let me just remind our listeners that that this hour is brought to you by the JPS, powering what matters. Continue.
So the arts, the humanities are critical, and they too are very able
Yes.
in terms of getting those critical thinking skills
Mm-hmm.
unearthed through our children. Because as I was alluding, you want to really many of those books that we read. One most famous that has come to mind, what's his name? George Howell.
George Howell,
book,
Animal Farm.
Animal Farm.
Right.
That's one of the most satirical. It is. In
I
terms
wonder,
of
I wonder.
commentary.
Hello. Don't
In
come on the
terms
program,
of
come call me any pig, no, you know, because I get it.
Yes, and there are several out of, I just last night I was talking to a friend, and
Yes.
I was asking her what text her son reading, and he's reading, one of them was Miguel Street, and another
Oh, Miguel Street, that's a
Mice.
Trinidadian, I try to remember.
Yes,
Right.
of Mice and Men.
Mhm.
And I remember, and I went down memory lane of Mice and Men, written against the backdrop of the 1930s Depression, Great Depression.
Right.
And those men searching for work, moving from city to city, and
Mhm.
just the various, the alliteration, the imagery that are
Say using big
represented
word
in
and me know, what?
Um,
Suddenly bite me tongue,
big, different figures of speech and stuff, and
Yes.
just the imagery that we find in much of these literature, these novels that would certainly cause the child to think. You have to think, in order, and you're thinking at an abstract level as well,
And that must be
that-
very difficult if you're thinking at an abstract level.
And literature and history
Yes.
facilitate that and develop those skill sets within any student,
Mhm.
right? And that we went there because we were talking about the whole importance of literacy.
Right.
In order for you to even be effective numerate in numeracy, you need to be literate, and so it is critical how it is that we zone in and pay some attention, and from the early childhood level where this is concerned, in order for us to stem that thing of us transitioning children, moving them throughout the grades.
Just remind us, STEM or the science.
No, in order for us to time the students going on without not acquiring the different reading levels, and I was saying that there are different variables that affect that, and there are some things teachers can do within the classroom, within the resources available, to do the best they can, but there are those children that really are in need of official assessment by those experts, and we are still struggling to get that done. So how we just totally look at education and resources, we still have a way to go. We still
Let me
have a
just
lot to do.
Lasonia, for those who are just joining me, I'm talking to Lasonia Harrison, the teacher, principal and a teacher, and she's been around a very long time, very deep thinker. She mentioned about STEM, and just in case Vernon might think she talked about STEM up a 1 tree. No, that's not the STEM. I think she's talking about. It stands for what?
Science, technology,
Science,
engineering, and mathematics.
Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
And mathematics, yeah.
So, but they had left out some things out here. They move now to what they call it now, stream.
STEAM. So they left out the arts. And in
Yes.
the arts, you have the humanities, and those are critical to the holistic development
Of a child,
the human
right.
being, because if we have social knowledge and we have no moral compass, then we can see where that can lead us as a nation. But I was just making the point that the total man is important,
Yes.
and we should really go the STEAM steam, even as we seek
Yes.
to ensure that all our children are literate as we go forward. So that's one of our focus here at St. Faith's Primary, literacy of our children, and especially we seem to have more boys than girls too, so that is even more critical in trying to empower the young men that they can read, because one of the problems that I think happens, especially when they transition to high school, when the ego start to take place and them say, no, me a man, it's difficult to get them back into certain classes because their pride takes over, and then it becomes more difficult to teach them to read as we go along, right? So it is very important for us to do all the intervention we can at this level. But there are genetic problems. You know, we just really need to look at this whole thing called education, you know, and how health and so many things plays a role, because the nutrition of the mother, generational or historic, what you call it, health development and
Yes,
so
right.
have an impact on the child.
And I think
all
don't
of
miss out.
that-
Don't miss out this one. How the mama and the papa can get along.
Indeed. So the psycho-emotional state of the home. And of course, there's one other critical area, the spiritual welfare of the child. All of that. And the spiritual part is the part that we want to relegate to be least important these days. You know? And so all of that has an impact on the how the child learns.
Yes.
And
But I
access
tell you what,
learning.
I'm sorry, I'm going to book you for another time, because let me tell you something. This program is a university, and you are proving to be an excellent lecturer. And you know what other persons, but I need to learn too. So I want to look at some of the point. I'm serious, so you can see yourself as a regular person on this program. I just see you one day being the Minister of Education or something like that. You can't just don't be a principal of a school all your life. You have too much to offer. And you're a deep thinker. But for the next few minutes, and of course I'll be calling you back, and you can't tell me no, I'm your boss. I don't even answer, Mrs. Cyrus.
Mr. Darby.
You don't take me on. Listen, we have a challenge in school, and that is we have criminals, young criminals in school. Now, there's a philosophy out there, and there's talk, and I've heard of Jamaica for Justice and the rest of them. I've heard another discussion this morning on another program. There is this attitude that a school is a holding area, a school is a prison, whatever you call it, for youngsters who are now displaying certain criminal behavior. Now, we understand that some of these kids need specialized treatment, but a school with 2,000 persons, if you have one person who is a criminal, gang in a gang and all them things, you can't allow that one student now to wreak havoc on the whole school community. But there's a thinking out there, and I don't know if they're into steam or stream or what they're into. Probably just into what? Hot air. But all I say, you must not deprive the student of their education. No, I am saying you must not describe one youngster of his education, but that one youngster must remain in a school environment and disrupt the whole school environment and deprive and not allow others to have an education. I have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with removing a child from the school, probably put them at another school, or put them into an institution where certain needs can be dealt with, and subsequently when they become mature, they can go back at school, whether at 20 or 30 or 40. But you cannot have a young criminal. And I think I must advise principal, you must tell me too, man. When a boy take a board and slap one across his face, right, or take a knife and cut him, is it a school matter or a police matter, man?
Well, the fact that you have deans of disciplines in schools tells you, because we know the original arrangements under which those, because many of those original persons were police officers.
You don't answer that now. So what you do now, you expect the school now to take over police work. That was never the aim of educational institution.
But what you want is are opportunities to seek how to correct behavior, but there are times where separation is necessary for the safety of for the remaining of the school community. I think the So we have to look at the holistic. So while we're trying to save one, so if isolation of that one is to save that one and save the others as
Right.
well.
As
then
well.
that is the course of action that we have to take. Sometimes persons can remain in the same environment, and interventions and strategies are applied to re-socialize, and it works. But
Guess what? When a youngster, Mrs. Harris,
and
when a
we
youngster
do
commit,
have quite a few of our young men who are misdirected and certainly are in need of spiritual help, social help, psychological help, in order to help them to get back on a path of productivity. And we have to look, the school is a microcosm of the society, you know. The school reflects, because the truth is, a lot of the challenges schools face does not start, they don't manifest, they didn't start in school. A lot of some of the conflicts, they didn't start, they don't generate on the school compound. They started in their place of community. It started from where the children come. They start there in the same gang thing that's to which you are talking. Some of the conflicts start there.
In the communities.
And then it manifests
right.
on the school compound.
But then my concern is that the society, including those officials, they think now that is a school solution. And I tell you, it can't work. When a boy becomes
a collective solution, it has to be, because when the children are on the road, you know, when I was young and we going to school, adults could talk to you.
I'm glad you say younger, because you look young to me.
When the adults could talk to the children, no, I don't know. The adults are perhaps afraid of talking to the children. Sometimes the parents themselves don't want other people to talk to their children, and we can't police our children 24/7. So they all collectively.
No, I will tell you, ma'am. So the parents have no ideas. If you were to get license to have children, they wouldn't get done at all. I'm not asking you, because there's one thing you don't need any training for, you know, is to have a child. You don't need any training at all.
It's not a prerequisite.
Yes.
But I mean, and it has never been there's never been a prerequisite.
Let me stop you there though. In days gone by, and history will tell you that youngsters were trained by the elders, and mothers were trained how to mother with a youngster.
Well, the scripture does tell you that,
exactly.
that the older women are to teach the younger women. And all of these things, the scripture, we abandon scripture, you know, so we're seeing the effects of same. We're reaping the reward of the whirlwind from same. Isaiah 4:6 tells us that my people perish because of lack of knowledge. And there's a second part of that scripture. It says, because you have rejected my knowledge, the Lord says, I will reject your children. So when it is that we think we're doing something good in terms of we want to become modern, we want to become modern.
No, but you mispronounced that word, ma'am. It's not modern. It's modern. M-A-D-E-R-N.
So in becoming modern, we want to abandon the principles and the precepts that God has set. That worked for us, you know, in terms of how it is. We are to send the children. Parents were not always Christians. There was no point in this country where it is everybody was a Christian, but there was a healthy fear of God. Even our wayward people who participated in crime, gunmen, they had some kind of there was a border, there was a line that
they neither fear God nor man.
Right? So no, there was a healthy fear of God, and people would send their children to Sunday or Sabbath school religiously. So they were getting help in terms of how their children were being nurtured. And that little word of God would, so you know, say something go off in your head. So it was your little meter, your standard, your stick that would say, I will not cross this line. And when you know how far, you know, persons would say, no, I'm not going to do that because God not going to please with that kind of thing. You know, but somehow we have abandoned all of that in terms of wanting to become modern and to become first world And so holding on to those
Yes.
Judeo-Christian principles are no longer guiding
And I
us.
still going to correct you again. Is that mother? It is mother.
And that is affecting, that is really affecting us. And so when it go back to now in terms of correcting behavior of these young men, it has to be a comprehensive approach that we take. Because even if we put them in all of the psychologists or we put them in all of the facilities, if we're not treating with the spiritual aspect, if we're not treating with their mental state, if we're not empowering them to take them from a place of ignorance, a place of darkness, and bring them to a place of knowledge and a place where it is that they have light and they see. Because one of the things, the truth is we're having a subculture that is rivaling the established culture. And that is one of the main things that many teachers are fighting again. So when the teachers stand up in front of a classroom and tell you, oh, these are the benefits of education, and if this is the way for you to go, the children are looking on and saying, okay, when I see the people in my community, them not have much education, and them have all the material possessions and goods of this world, and them driving, and them seem to be living comfortably. So now it becomes a wrestle for the minds of our children. Say, which way do I go?
And by the way, the whole society from top to bottom, pushing that agenda. So any more time has slipped by, and I have to thank you, but I will tell you, I'll be calling you again, Mrs. LaSonia Harrison. You are a deep thinker, and you shape. But by the way, you have to write something for me, because what you said today needs to be put in writing.
I have to go right. Yeah,
yes, ma'am. No, I will talk. I'll be talking to you about that, and that should be breaking news today. But I will tell you, probably, if you had murdered 2-3 persons and you are incarcerated at this point in time, you would make the headline news. But don't worry, you make the headline on this station, because we stand for good. And all I can say to you, that we have strived to live in a modern society, and that is why we have all this madness. What a life. I was going to say what a country, but I would say what a world. Thank you very much, ma'am. A final word. You have 1 second before you leave us.
I just want to encourage all my colleagues who remain in doing this awesome job of walking in the steps of the master teacher to be encouraged, to strengthen, and we continue to rally to do the best that we can in offering the best educational opportunities for all the children across this nation who are the greatest resource and asset of this nation. And so as we continue to pour into them, I pray that the Master will pour into you the strength that you need and the wisdom and the courage to go forth and to continue offering education to all our children. Blessings that this Jamaica land we love will indeed achieve our original mandate, that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. This is a great nation, and we must work to
thank you very
right
much.
side up.
Right, and one of these days you'll be my co-host here. You have a role to play in a country which needs to turn around. Thank you very much, Sonia Harrison, past president of the JT and also principal of what? St. Space Primary?
St. Faith's Primary, yes. We are faithful people up here.
Thank you. All the best. You have a wonderful
right,
day.
bless you.
All right, don't forget that this hour is brought to you by JPS Powering What Matters. This is Vernon Darby, and guess what? Your break is coming up. This is your program, Spot On. Welcome back. You're listening to Omega Radio, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. This is the People's Program, the People's University and the People's Parliament. Spot on. I'm Vernon Darby, your friend. Yes, it's now 6 minutes past 3. And of course, you know, this time we have your meditation, Bible readings, and you should know that. Pastor Boyne, over to you. Pastor Boyne, we'll go over to you right now with our meditation, Bible reading, and you should know that. All right, we experienced a little bit of difficulty there. Just bear with us, and as soon as we get that, we will have that up and being played for you. You're listening to Omega Radio, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. Yes, still trying to get that up. So you just be with us. Good afternoon. Let me just keep on saying good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How many times I need to say it? I need to knock my head 3 times. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So tomorrow morning when I come on air, I'm not going to say good morning, right? And by the way, remember that during the program, the lines are open, so I definitely want to hear from you. This is your friend, Vernon Darby. This is the People's Program, Spot On. And quite a few I know have... I see somebody calling me from overseas. I love him to call me online later on. This is a gentleman, Mr. Everett Smith. I haven't heard from him. I hope he doesn't talk. He must not say anything while I am on air. But the line is open and I'm now talking into the phone and he's not to say anything, or else he will be on air and he'll hear me for the first time. Mr. Everett Smith is a very good friend of the show and he'll be on one of these days and we'll be talking with some of the persons who has benefited from his work. He doesn't like me to talk about it, but and I must tell you, his mother-in-law is the oldest Jamaican to get a degree at 96. Yes. And you never can tell, we might have her on this program one day also. No, never, yeah, we're going to have her. And he's listening to me. Okay, I don't know if we have things ready. We seem to be having a challenge there. But, all right, I tell you what, let's go back. We'll probably play some music in the meantime. All right, we seem to be having a challenge here. All right, and let's go to market prices then, and we try to sort that out, and then we come back to meditation. So, want to apologize to our listeners that we're not able to have meditation, Bible reading, and you should know that at this time. We get it to you later on. Say, carry me a kick over instead market, not a party was sell. Pastor, are you about to sing wrong note? Are you there laughing at me? That's not fair. Carry me a kick over instead market, not a party was sell, yeah. Okay. Right, banana. Oh, let's see if my friends are on the line. Yes, this is the time when we hear what things are being sold for at the Coronation Market and also in the Constant Spring area. Let me see if Nadine, how are you this afternoon? Nadine? We're not hearing Nadine at all. We're going to have to try and get her very low at this point. Nadine? For some reason, I'm not hearing at all. Nadine, don't hang up. We're still trying to see what is happening. All right. Melissa's going to ask you to bear with us. We're going to have consumer prices at this time. But I tell you what, we're not hearing Nadine. And we're trying our best to get a run. Anthony? We're not hearing Anthony either. Ooh. I tell you what we might have to do. We just might have to. Let's get some music on and probably we have to. We're getting a dial tone there now. That's going on air. I tell you what. Let's get some music playing and then we probably can get back to them. In the meantime, it's now 11 minutes past 3. Okay, let's just get into some music and we try to fix it and get back to. Sorry about that, listeners. Stay with us. You're listening to Omega Radio, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. Please remember that the Omega Radio is local and an international radio station, and the telethon started on Sunday, September 10. It ends on October 1. And of course, to get things going and to support the wonderful work of this station, we want you to contribute to this telethon. All you have to do, just call this number, 876-613-9129. Offer your pledges, yes? And you never can tell. You probably want our Pastor Boyne to pray for you. Yes, she definitely will. All right, so let's get into some music, and of course, you can call us later on. All right?
GPS. Keep it cool, keep it cool. Summertime hot, but we have all the tools. Keep it cool, keep it cool. No place to see it, you just have to choose. They out of the fridge, just use a igloo. Remember your Kisco ice on the juice. If an AC combo, yeah, I hit that. AC feel a bit pen up and after that. Keep it cool, keep it cool. This summer GPS have all the tools. Keep you cool with GPS. Download the GPS app today.
The Omega Radio Network. Wake up! This is Chopper Ranks, and you're listening to the Omega Radio Network.
This is Bishop John Wayne Manning, Senior Pastor from the Omega Church International Ministry. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is in your neighborhood. Top of the hour to you, ladies and gentlemen. I am Bishop John Wayne Manning on the Real Talk Show, where the talk is the talk and the walk is the walk. Tune in and listen to our programs Monday through Friday between the hours of 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. on the Real Talk. Good morning, top of the hour to you and your family. Tell a friend, call a friend, and tell them to tune in and listen to Omega Radio.
Thank you, Father. Just like Moses crossing the Red Sea. Thank you, Father.
The great Jehovah, pilgrim through this barren land. I am weak, but thou art mighty. Hold me with thy powerful hand.
John 21 verse 7 reads, That disciple whom Jesus loved said to Peter, It is the Lord. When Simon Peter heard that it was the Lord, he put on some clothes, for he was naked, and jumped into the sea. My friends, when we come face to face with our failures and mistakes, it can cause us to lose our sense of self and dangle on the edge of self-destruction. Are you this person who struggles with shame and remorse from past mistakes? Or do you know someone who is fighting to get past the pain of the past? Let me remind you that God accepts us despite our flaws, faults, and failures. God restores and renews so that we can recover from our past and press on into a future with hope and joy. This enables us to become God's agents, to lift up those who are sending signals of distress and help them to find healing and wholeness. O Lord God, heal our wounds and show us how we may help others to recover from their pain. I am the Reverend Newton Dixon of the Jamaica Conference of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. Have a blessed day.
Songs of praises, songs of praises, I will ever give to thee. I will ever give to thee.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whosoever he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish.
This is Professor Errol Morrison. Did you know that one of the best home remedies for upset stomach is a tea made from the root of ginger mixed equally with the root of turmeric? When the tea is boiled right down, strain it and sprinkle a little black pepper on it. The black pepper is important because it allows the turmeric to be absorbed. I guarantee that kind of tea after 3 nights consecutively will remove any form of upset stomach, bloatedness, pain, acidity, whatever. Now, it is not a cure, but certainly it can help to give the relief, and repeated from time to time can give you a much improved belly. This is Professor Morrison. You should know that.
I am free. Praise the Lord, I'm free. No longer bound. No more chains holding me.
Oh, yes, you're listening to Omega Radio, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. And this is Spot On, the People Show. And of course,
Your network.
yeah, you're listening now, 321. So you continue to stay with us. All right. I tell you, we'll have about 8 minutes before things go. Let's hear for friends on the line. Yeah, Nadine, are you there?
I'm here.
Ah, we have some technical challenges today. So Nadine Williams, Anthony Gale, how are you? Not here. Oh, we're trying to get Anthony. All right, so let us try and get Anthony on the line so that he can give us an overview of what's happening. We're working on it, listeners. But in the meantime, I just wanted to let you know that you're listening to, as a matter of fact, you're listening to Omega Radio, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. This is an international radio station, and we have something. Yeah, you must not only listen to the radio station, you know. This is something good, and the show that I'm doing is something good. You listen to Bishop Manning in the mornings, you listen on Saturdays, yes, something good. And if something good is going on, what you're going to do? You have to encourage that good thing. So guess what? We have this telethon that commenced on Sunday, September 10. It ends on October 1, 2023. And we have this telethon, and we need your support. Those who are in the United States, yes, you can use Cash App to donate to this telethon, or you can use Zelle for Cash App. It's $WOIB 1019 for Cash App. That's $WOIB 1019. And for Zelle, the number is 954-773-4444. And I'll be giving you that later on in the show. Jamaica National, yes, the account number is, let me tell you, is a 2 at the beginning, and there are 4 zeros, so 0000. And then the number after that is 267789. I'm going to give you that again later on in the show. So back now to a lovely rhythm. Market prices going up as we get our friends on the line. Okay. Piddy pop. Yes, let's go now. We have Nadine and we have Anthony Gale. Let's good afternoon, my good friends. How are you?
Not bad, Mr. Darby. I was calling you earlier, but this phone keeps dropping out of
Yes, we're having some challenges. But you're here, my friend, and you're sounding pretty clear. And I do hope that you can hear me well at this time. Right, what is happening? We have to take a break in another probably 5 minutes or so. Yeah, you can hardly hear me. He says that he can hardly hear me. We're trying our best, and then we have to go for the break and come back.
Hello?
He's not hearing me at all, you know. Oh, that's a real challenge.
Hello?
Yeah, you not hear me?
I'm just hearing you now.
You're just hearing me now. Fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, give me an overview as to what's happening out there with the farmers right across the island.
You know, we are in the hurricane season now, and it's really, the drought are broken, and, you know, start to do some really, get preparing our side now for the winter crop to come, and, you know, that the rain is still with, the rain is here with us now that the drought are broken. I will try to put in as much as we can, even though we are in the hurricane season, because, you know, we still have to do our thing in the country here. We're all around are getting that rain now. We haven't much drought anymore. So it seems to getting ready now for the winter crop to come up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You had mentioned last week that because we are in the hurricane season, that many other farmers were not really pushing the way or planting enough, so that would probably impact on prices. That you still hold that view, right?
I don't hear.
I'm saying last week you said to us that because it is the hurricane season, that many of the farmers were not pushing out the way they normally do, because I guess they don't want to put too many crops out there, and the next thing you have a hurricane and they lose it. We had said that that could have an impact on the supply of foodstuff, and that will eventually affect the prices.
Yes, that's how it goes every year with the farmers and the hurricane season.
Mm-hmm.
So for one, you know, when you have a little money and you gamble it in the weather, you know that it's a hurricane season, and you know that you should hold back a little until the season has passed. Now, when you lose that money, you kind of struggle if you really push up back
To
again
come
as
back.
how you would want to.
Right, right.
When you do get a little grant for the government, it takes a long time to come through. And you remember you have a family and your children to go to school. So, you know, you cannot guarantee when the government give a little money. Is what you have with yourself. You have to rely on most of us.
I was
to
going
get
to
through.
say to you, you know, could probably try the bank, but I guess if you go and buy a car, they will give you the loan. But I don't know if they give you the loan too. Any
Well,
agricultural
some
loan.
people will get, but you know, majority of the ones that who really need the loan never get the loan that easily. The one who need the loan get it. One who can afford to get the loan, you don't really go that much for the loan.
Yes,
you know, so
yes.
that's how it goes, you know.
Yeah. Any other concerns you have? Anything that you think the Ministry of Agriculture, and rather specifically, what they ought to do to...
One of the main ambition is to get rid of the garbage to get into the organic manure. The garbage that they are collecting island-wide to get into the organic thing, and so that the farmers can get a cheaper fertilizer or a cheap manure to go on to do their farm. Because we have been wasting so much precious money, fertilizer, organic waste. They're going to river and dump every week, and you know it can be used on the farm.
I'm making a note, you know, I'll be talking to Mr. Gordon. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to invite him to come on the show because that's a valid point you are making. The amount of cuttings we have around, you know, I'm surprised you put that. And let me tell you something, that they call it no mulch. It can really make a big difference.
And I don't cut you on that one.
Yes.
But in the coronation market, the amount that they collect from the coronation market, that vast amount in South Africa on a weekly basis. You know. If you check downtown here at the poor market where they collect all these waste from the market, I mean, it can put to good, very good use.
It is just amazing. All right, I tell you what, so and I can tell you, you know, when you talk on this program, it will be sent to the highest level, so that will be forwarded. Yeah, hard to hear me today. All right, they're having problems here. Hope we can go for the break. We'll probably have to call it back. We're going to take a break for about probably 3 minutes or 4. So you stay with us. Soon come back. You're listening to Omega Radio from Kingston, Jamaica. I'm your friend Vernon Darby, and it is Spot On, the People's Program. Soon come back. Don't move.
how you and feel how you're working. We see how you're working. There is evidence you're working. It's all around how you're working. No one can deny you're working. You're working for me. Working for me. You're never done. All over my body you're working. All over my body you're working. You're working for me. You're working for me. My problem them you still work. You're the remedy you still work. In the battle Lord you still work. To give me victory you still work. On my mountain them you work. Valley Lord you work. You're working for me. Working for me. Yes, Jesus. You've always been there. You've been faithful. Your hand is still on me. Your hand is still on me. You never stop working. Working for me. Working for me. All over my family. All over my family. All over my family. You're working for me. Again and again. Again and again. You're working for me. You're working for me. All over this ministry. All over this ministry. You're working for me. You're working for me. Again and again and again and again and again. Yeah, Lord. You're working for me. You're working for me. Again and again. Jesus.
Well, that's how you all do it here in England and in Jamaica. So now I got to take you to my home. And I'm going to show you how we do it in Perfecting Church in Detroit, Michigan, where the pastor and founder is Marvin L. Winans. Oh, Lord. My God. So we sing a song, and it simply goes,
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hail Jesus, you're my King.
Jesus, you're my King.
Your life frees me to sing.
Your life frees me to sing.
I will praise you all my days.
I will praise you all my days.
You're perfect in all your ways. Oh, hail Jesus, you're my Lord.
Hail Jesus, you're my
God, and I will obey your word.
I will obey you.
Because I want to see your kingdom come.
Your kingdom come.
Not my will, but yours be done. Come on. Glory to the Lamb.
Glory to the
Good God, you will take us into the land.
You will take us into the land.
We will conquer in your name. Yes, God. I proclaim that Jesus reigns.
Proclaim that Jesus
Lion of Judah.
Lion of Judah.
How wonderful you are.
How wonderful
Oh, yeah. Lion of Judah.
Lion of Judah.
How powerful you are. Let me hear you say, Hail Jesus, you're my King.
Hail Jesus, you're my King.
Your life frees me to sing. Let me hear you.
Frees me to sing.
And I will praise you all my days.
Praise you all my days.
Because you're perfect in all your ways. Take me up, take me up. Say glory, glory to the Lamb.
Glory to the Lamb.
You will take us into the land. Yes.
You will take us into the land.
We will conquer in your name. Yes. And proclaim that Jesus reigns.
Proclaim that Jesus reigns.
Lion of Judah.
Lion of Judah.
How wonderful you are.
Welcome back. Yes, you're listening to Omega Radio, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. This is Spot On, the People's Program, the People's University, the People's Parliament. I'm your friend Vernon Darby. Of course, we have on the line Nadine Williams and Anthony Gale. Let's check back now for Anthony. Anthony, any other point you want to make before we go to Nadine? Anthony? Yes. Any other point you want to make before we hear from Nadine?
No, you can't go on with Nadine.
Right. And remember, while Nadine is speaking, you can, if you want to make a little point, feel free to come in.
Yes.
All right. Let's hear from Nadine. Nadine?
Afternoon, Mr. Jordan. Good afternoon, listeners.
How you do? And if you come here, come tell me, say, any more price I go up, and I'm going to cut you off,
Hold on there, Mr. Darby, because price will go up.
Lord have mercy.
And price frozen. And some of them we can't find them none at all.
Oy.
So, we don't know what I want to this country when we love stuff. So the cabbage in stand still, Mr. Darby. You know, go for $2.50. And when I want to greenish color upon him, they are getting for $2 a pound. And notice the bunny gone, goatee business, $1,600 a dozen.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday you can't get no farmer cassava. Then people don't throw and make the little juice. So I got the whole of the cassava. So we can't get nothing at the bunny. So we can pimento seed. Yeah, man, we see the pimento seed that come out. So we have put on the pimento seed with the little sour juice later.
Whoa, that should be nice.
$100 a bag, $50 a bag, $1,000. See the big cup of the car quart.
Right.
Man. So my sister push up herself to, she has $200 a pound. Lord, Mr. Dad, what am I tell about Mr. Ginger? I think I shop for 50 vein. He might go on with some things, you see. $1 a pound for ginger. And that's with ginger. You can't go no more. Okay, the way sweet pepper, hot pepper, rock the dog. The pepper am going for $300. Hot pepper am say $400. So, and then I do the dancing. Mr. Darby, the one this time she step up. If you don't have $400, you can't get piece at time. And you at the local time. If you go over the high people and like the St. Andrew and the red skin man, make sure you have your $450 and your $500 a pound within the scale. And we still get a little pinch at time for $100. You're not getting a $50 time. Not it. Now when scaling is so bullshit. So, Mr. Time, I get the $100. You're buying for $1,000 a pound. And for the hot one, as soon as so nice, represent the St. Andrew, you're getting price $15 a pound. And you make sure, say, yo, regular, forgetting. Because if you're not regular, then you hear somebody say, no more than there. So when you look at the cabbage, we tell about the purple cabbage, it's not $400 a pound. It might not be weird, but it's expensive, Mr. Darby. And carrot, no. My world, you know the price here. Because she look a bit, she medium, and she large. And it should have been a 3 different price. And I'm going to see them 1 carrot. So you have carrot for $300, $250,
yes,
and $200. Tomato, you must $550 and the little jaws. So you have it for $250, and you can get a nice dish where you slice up the rest of the table. You have to get it for $400 a pound. That's a big one there. Not $400 a pound. But that's in a cocoa to them family. Them gone to $250 a pound each. The man. You like to talk about them because you still have one about $300. So the time of the evening, $350. If my coffee them so loud, I don't want to get to them. But you can get little breadfruit. But they want roasting, boiling, juicing, souping, anything you want. The blood breadfruit there. And I love him so much. $50, $100, $250, $300. No man say some of them big like me, you know. So much a big one, them for the big money. Coconut there, Mr. Darby. So we can get a coconut for the rice and peas. So you 150, 250, 3. It's a jelly about, you know. So I can drink a little jelly. 150, 200. Them sweet can drink all one today. So I just want to the market, Mr. Darby.
Mm-hmm.
If you write banana, right plant, and green banana, green plant. Remember that tell about the plant when you one and bandy?
Yes.
If you have some sexy one, you know. Then I must color them color making yellow and pretty so. 200 after one finger. So if you love him, go on with him. But if you just want the ordinary one and say 3 for 200, 3 for 150, you can go over that side there. So we still have little something to send the next side. The potato at 250. From Mr. Yam gone, you know. The rest of them when you food, hard food, crowd, Mr. Yam. But you can get Mr. Pumpkin to 150 a pound, 150, 120. So now, you know, can get them pay a little bit of money, right? So that we're there with the things, them, you know. If you have Guinea pin, hey, Lord, Guinea per bungalow, man. Look at Guinea per bungalow. $100 bungalow. They are jackfruit sweet and nice. And the little money I have $100 slice of jackfruit. One for care, one for the family. $1,000 to $1,500 account to the size of him. Juice plum. All of them juice plum juice. Come get your juice plum, 150, 200, 250. Can you really some nice big juice plum? Lime, 250 per dozen. So we have little something come to the backyard where we can help out the little self. So, pear juice, pear soup, pear lotion, anything in a Mr. Pear, come and order it in plentiful. Send up on the market, any money give pear, any money give pear, Mr. Daddy. Whether pear breakfast, lunch, food, dinner, anything you want to pear, come on the market.
Right.
Pear plentiful. So we still can eat.
We have another minute left.
Yes, Mr. Daddy, after the popo, they would have been police.
Mm-hmm.
In March, 2 year weekend, big them up. Big up a long time in the United States. I look for one correct stripe. Love that. I love that, Mr. Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just want right now.
All right. Thank you very much. And just remind us how we can make contact with you. What number we can call you at. Yes, I have it here as 876-817-3287. So if you want to make contact with Nadine, just call at 876-817-3285. So there you have it. So now you have a good idea. And and those farmers out there in rural Jamaica, I know you love to hear the prices, so you can know exactly if you sell the food for the right price to the vendors. I know that. And of course, the consumers, they love it when they can hear the prices. And basically, if you know what the prices are like this week, it can give an idea as to how much you must put into your pocket or how much you probably don't have in your pocket to buy the yam and the banana, what have you. All right, so there you have it. Thank you very much, Nadine Williams and Anthony Gale. There you have it for market prices. All right, so you're listening to Omega Radio coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. And of course, you know, this station is a Christian station and helping all of us, myself, yeah, yourself too, yeah. So it's the first you're listening to this station. You see, you must listen to what good for you. It's good for your man, uplift your spirit. There's quite a bit to learn on the station. So it's talking about your intellectual needs, social needs, you name it. And we have quite a number of experts who come on this program who can give you advice. Plus, we want to hear from you. Yeah, man, just you come and talk your talk. And let me tell you, when you come and talk, it is not just talk. Because when you make valuable suggestions or you complain about something, even while you're on air, I'll be sending a message to the head of an organization because I have access to the heads of quite a number of organizations so that they will help you. All right? So just remember that the number to call is 876-61. Let me go again. I think I just mentioned, or I was mentioning another number. Let me just make sure I get the correct number. Right, so it is 876-613-9129. That's the number to call if you want to come on air. The toll-free number is 877-494-0253. For those who are overseas, yes, listening, whether you're in New York, Canada, wherever you are, the number to call is 954-900-4310. All right. And, of course, we're kind of late with this, but my apologies to you. The Meteorological Service of Jamaica They have a release here for Monday, September 11, 2023. And that is at 4 a.m. The center of Hurricane Lee was located near latitude 23.1 degrees north, longitude 62.6 degrees west. Lee is moving towards the northwest near 11 kilometers per hour. A slow west-northwestward motion is expected during the next couple of days, followed by a gradual turn towards the north by midweek. On the forecast track, Lee is expected to pass well north of the northern Leeward Islands, the Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico during the next day or two. Maximum sustained winds are near 195 kilometers per hour with higher gusts. Lee is a Category 3 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale. Some additional strengthening is forecast over the next day or so, followed by gradual weakening. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 120 kilometers from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 295 kilometers. Hurricane Lee is not a threat to Jamaica. The Meteorological Service will continue to monitor the progress at this time also. At 4 a.m., the center of Tropical Storm Margot was located near latitude 25.3 degrees north, longitude 40.0 degrees west. Margot is moving towards the north near 13 kilometers per hour, and this general motion is expected to continue during the next several days. Maximum sustained winds are near 100 kilometers per hour with higher gusts. Strengthening is forecast during the next 48 hours, and Margot is likely to become a hurricane tonight. Tropical Storm Margot is not a threat to Jamaica. The Meteorological Service will continue to monitor the progress of this system. Now for my marine friends, yes, forecast summer winds inshore north coast will become moderate and northeasterly today, light and variable tonight. Moderate waves of 1 meter, partly cloudy skies expected. Inshore south coast winds will be light to moderate and southeasterly today, becoming northerly tonight. Moderate waves up to 1 meter. Skies will be partly cloudy with widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. Petrobank and Moran Bank will experience light to moderate and mainly easterly winds 10 to 15 knots today and tonight, with winds up to 1.5 meters. Mainly partly cloudy skies with afternoon isolated showers and thunderstorms. Significant weather features are a weak trough across Jamaica, light to moderate and mainly easterly winds and afternoon isolated showers and thunderstorms mainly along the north coast. Outlook for 6 a.m. on Tuesday to 8 a.m. on Wednesday. An induced trough from Hurricane Lee across the North Atlantic is expected to move into the central Caribbean and be east of Jamaica. Expect light northeasterlies and clear to partly cloudy skies. And there you have it for the marine forecast. Now to local forecast. Significant feature, a weak trough across Jamaica. Comment, the weak trough is expected to remain across the island over the next few days. 24-hour forecast. This afternoon becoming cloudy with showers and thunderstorms across southern parishes and sub-hilly areas elsewhere. Tonight becoming partly cloudy across northern parishes. And of course, let's give you some more details in terms of what might happen in selected towns and cities across Jamaica. Mostly cloudy in the afternoon for Morant Bay in Kingston, Halfway Tree, Portmore, Spanish Town, May Pen, Mandeville, Santa Cruz, Black River, Savannah Lamar, Negril. Expect thunder showers this afternoon. And I'm happy for Mandeville. Mandeville, open, have no tanks there and everything ready, because you should have some thunder showers this afternoon. If not, even if so, let me know. And I love to see hail, so if you have pictures of hail, falling. I love to see. Just take some video. Make sure to turn the camera sideways and send it to me at 876-816-5261. For Port Antonio and Port Maria, it will be partly cloudy. Same thing for Ocherias. In St. Anne's Bay, partly cloudy in the afternoon. And Brownstown, we expect showers this afternoon. Falmouth, partly cloudy in the afternoon. Montego Bay, mostly cloudy in the afternoon. Lucy, mostly cloudy in the afternoon. The maximum temperature expected for Kingston today, you might have experienced that already, will be 34 degrees Celsius. And the maximum temperature expected for Montego Bay today is 34 degrees Celsius. 3-day forecast starting tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday. Partly cloudy morning across northeastern parishes, otherwise mainly sunny, isolated afternoon showers and possible thunderstorms across sections of southern parishes, otherwise partly cloudy. Thursday, isolated afternoon showers and thunderstorms mainly across hilly areas. Other current regional weather features: Hurricane Lee and Tropical Storm Margot, both located across the North Atlantic, an induced trough from Lee across the Eastern Caribbean. So, hopefully, our friends at the Water Commission, I hope that the rains, we have rains in the catchment area, sometimes the rain fall, and it don't fall where we would like it to fall. But we have had a very serious drought so far, not only in Jamaica, other parts of the world. They are worse than us, they're having fires. And not only that, we have to give thanks that we have troubles in Jamaica, we have trials, but we also have to think about other countries that are going through some very serious times. For example, Morocco. I understand that over 2,000 persons have lost their lives. One gentleman I saw, he lost his 3 boys and his wife. Can you imagine a whole community sometimes just wiped out, just a few persons survived? So for Morocco, I'm lucky that a relative of mine was heading from Ghana and had to stop over here in Morocco. Good thing that they were able to leave early enough, or else they probably would be stuck in Morocco for an extended period. And of course the fires too, that's another thing to we have to contend with. Well, all I can say, I'm no scientist, but one thing I know, a great scientist seemed to have designed this place and made us, including myself. And what, you have a problem with me? Well, if you have a problem with me, you go talk to the scientists who make me go talk to God, and me make myself, That's why I accept people for who they are, So I don't find fault with people, and God met them so. And you have me find fault with them. Marcus sometimes, God, because when you have your bad ways, your bad mind, that is different. But if my head is small or that the one head big or loud mouth, that's their personality. We have to just accept persons for who they are. But back to how God make things in the world. He made the world, and apparently some of us don't like the way the world is. So we have started to interfere with it and do what is not right, and we don't take care of the environment. So I hope you all know that taking care of the environment is not something that you just laugh about. I think the scientists are just chatting rubbish. They are just understanding what the big scientists above has put down here. And he said, we don't know that the scientist must be something else. He must be brighter than the whole that we put together, because he put up on the top his ice up there, he put ice at the bottom, then he put water in the middle, and what the whole place is structured, My God. What did I say, my God? Oh, yes, I did. But apparently we don't like it. We tend to destroy the environment. We don't treat it good. And, well, we are now paying dearly for it. All right, and it's now 3:55. We're coming near to the end of the show. And I want to wish my good friend JPS Go, very supportive of the show. Winsome Callum, it's her birthday today. She is the director of corporate affairs there. So Winsome Callum, you have a very beautiful day today. Also somebody who I have worked with in the past, Erica Williams at Heart. Yes, You have a wonderful day. You enjoy your birthday. And another wonderful lady. I remember this lady. I was having lunch with her. She's a doctor. And I was having some strange signs. And she was concerned about me. Well, Dr. Sheila Winter Francis, yes, I'm still alive and around making trouble. Still, and don't forget having lunch with you and your beautiful daughter, Janice. Yes, I'm still around making trouble. You have a wonderful day, Doc. All the best. On a very sad note, Dominic Strawn, the only child for Aluna Samba, former Jamaican High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, he has passed on. Mom and Dad, be strong. Aluna Samba is somebody, one of our resource persons. I know you're going through a rough time, man, but be very strong. And of course, you know, today, September 11, yes, 2001, 90 militants associated with the Islamic extremist group Al-Qaeda, yes, they had hijacked 4 planes and they carried out suicidal attacks in the United States of America. And I think, hold on, tomorrow is the 12th? No, Gilbert Day tomorrow, and today's another hurricane. Another hurricane passed through some years ago, you know. So what a life, yeah, I tell you. Oh boy, life is like that. And of course, yes, I want to thank you all for staying with me today. It's now 3:57, so we're coming to the end of the show. Yes, spot on, the People's Program, the People's University, the People's Parliament, where we are spot on. And of course, I want to thank Pastor Boyne, yes, Marion Boyne, yes, for keeping things together. And Richard Anderson, yeah, kind of overlooking things for the time being. Thank you very much. Thanks to all my guests. Thanks to all my listeners. And thanks to those who have been sending messages out to me. Say, Vernon, we're trying to find you. I hope that you have found me. All right? And I want to leave this one with you and think very seriously about this one. It says, today for you, tomorrow for me. When you dig hole for somebody, dig one for yourself too. Vernon Darby saying, I love you all. Have a wonderful afternoon. Remember, always have a smile on your face. Nobody can look ugly with a beautiful smile on your face. And when you drive with a smile on your face, mark my word, the chance of you meeting in an accident is less. It's my theory that's scientifically proven. Vernon Darby saying to you, I love you all. What could my friend?
Victory in Jesus. Amen. Victory in Jesus. Amen.